Now let's talk about meditation and how that can benefit you and support your overall health and wellness. In the Resources tab, you'll find some of the courses that I lead, leading you through a body meditation and an energy awareness meditation, as well as some of the essential oils I recommend for meditation and how to use them. But first, let's talk about why. Why do we want to meditate? Meditation has tons of benefits and positive attributes that can support your health and wellness. First of all, it can reduce stress. Now, we know that stress is a major contributor to any kind of inflammatory disease and illness. Stress can lead to a lot of health problems. So we want to reduce stress, and meditation can do that. We also want to get better at controlling our emotions and our mindset. So how often does anxiety cripple you from doing the things you want to do or taking that step forward? Meditation is amazing to reduce anxiety and balance out other emotions. Maybe you don't experience anxiety. Maybe it's fear or grief or anger that really inhibits you from being your best self. Meditation can help support that. Now, meditation also can help enhance your self-awareness. And the more aware you are of yourself, the more in control you are of your body, your behaviors, and your reaction to your surroundings. Meditation can also help to improve your focus and concentration. How often during the middle of the day do you just hit a wall? Do you just oh God, I need like a cup of coffee or something? Well, what if instead you just sat down or laid down and meditated for 10-15 minutes? Then what? I think you'd find that you'd wake up feeling refreshed, energized, and more focused, especially if you added some essential oils into that. Meditation can also reduce age-related memory loss. So as we age, our mind and our bodies start to break down. Meditation can really help you improve that. I find meditation is one of the best things I can do to make my life go very smooth and easy and graceful. It's also very helpful for me with athletics, in my training, in my body, in my sports that I do. Meditation can help with all of that. Meditation is also shown to fight addiction and reduce cravings, as well as improve sleep and relieve pain. So I think we've gone over plenty of things that you can probably benefit just by trying meditation. And like I said, in the Resources tab, I have some meditations that I'll guide you through. Now, I think it's important to talk about what if you have a really hard time focusing and meditating and concentrating? Well, that's why you need to do more of it. It's just like saying, well, I'm not very strong, so I can't go to the gym and lift weights. Well, that's why you go to the gym and lift weights, is because you want to get strong. It's the same thing with meditation. If you have a hard time controlling your thoughts and your focus, that's why you need to meditate. So the more busy we are, the more we need meditation. And the less we have control of our thoughts and our mind, the more we need meditation. So take that as impetus for you to see that if you're having a hard time focusing and concentrating, meditation is going to be one of the best things you can do. Now, there's various forms of meditation. Some of them are just around body awareness. Some of them are around energy awareness. Some of them are around developing our life plan and envisioning what we want, where we're going, who we are, what we're doing. Some of them are about gratitude and prayer. And I find gratitude and prayer are some of the most powerful aspects that I incorporate into my meditation practice. An attitude of gratitude brings abundant blessings in your life. The more grateful you are of what you already have, the more things that are going to come into your life of what you want. It's kind of hard to wrap your mind around sometimes, but gratitude is one of the most powerful components to life, to really getting what we want in life, is just be grateful. And as I mentioned before, you may not have everything you want, but you've certainly got everything you need. You've got a roof over your head. Hopefully you've got food to eat. You've got a bed to sleep on. You've got warm running water. That's more than a lot of people in the world can say. So be thankful for everything you've got. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Now, another part of meditation is recognizing your thoughts and just being aware of what's going through, just watching, as opposed to reacting to thoughts or emotions that come up. Just observe. Now, this is very challenging. It's very challenging, but that's where the practice of meditation comes in. So what I invite you to do is to set aside, time block, as we talked about before, set aside a specific amount of time each day that you're going to meditate. And maybe you just start with 5 minutes a day. That's a great place to start. Do that for a week, just 5 minutes. Set a timer, sit there, and just observe your breath for 5 minutes. That's all you have to do. What's going to happen is your mind's going to run away to all the other billion things that you've got going on in your life and thoughts that are running through your mind. But just observe and come back to your breath. The next week, set aside 10 minutes a day. Ideally in the mornings, but maybe it's in the evenings or whenever you can fit it in. Set aside 10 minutes a day to sit there and do the same thing. Just watch your breath. It's only 10 minutes. You can do it. And continue to do that every day until you get up to about 20 or 30 minutes a day. Part of meditation is observation. Observation of your thoughts. And how often do you have negative, self-limiting beliefs that come through your mind and inhibit you from being the best version of yourself or being your healthy, vital, and well self? Well, I'm about to get into emotions and our thoughts and all that behind that, but first I want to share a story with you. 13 years ago, back in 2007, I was at a place in my life where I was obsessed with snowboarding. I would go up often, and what I really wanted to do was move up there, compete, get sponsored, and be like the next Shaun White or some professional snowboarder. I thought that was really my calling. So I continued to snowboard as often as I could, and I was obsessed, but I wasn't really paying attention to what life was telling me. I was in my early 20s, younger, and not really aware of what my higher purpose and calling were. And so I was up at Breckenridge. It was the last run of the day, the last jump in the park. And if you snowboard, you know, never do anything big on the last run of the day, especially not the last jump in the park. But me, I was not thinking clearly, and I decided, oh, I'm going to go for a backflip, which I've done backflips before. And so I'm going up to the jump. I remember my last memory was going up to the jump. I went off. My next memory after that was a week later in ICU in the hospital. I went off the jump, and so what I think happened is I went for the backflip, and then my toe edge caught, and I smacked my face right into the ground and the snow and the ice. And wow, I got a traumatic brain injury. And so my first memory was a week later in the hospital, and I'm trying to start a fight with my dad. I'm in a hospital gown, yelling at my dad in the hallway, saying, "Let me out of here! I can get out of here! There's nothing wrong with me! I'm fine!" And really, I was not fine at all. I didn't really have a very clear memory. It took a long time for that to come back, and there's a lot of other things to that story. But the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I got severely depressed, and I got really negative and down on myself and life. And there was one point during the brain injury recovery where I realized, whoa, I have control of my thoughts. And I also have the ability to reteach myself to think, because my mind just got wiped like a clean slate. I got the opportunity to retrain myself to think. So I can train myself to think in any way that I want. So what I did, and we'll talk about this here in the next portion of this mindset course, what I did was each time a negative, depressed thought or something just self-destructive or self-limiting would come up, I'd recognize it as, oh, that's the negative thought. That's not good for me. And I would instantly counteract it with a positive thought. And then I would repeat that positive thought over and over and over again. Sometimes 5 or 10 times I'd repeat that positive thought. in my mind until that was just my reality. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm such a positive person today, is because I retrained myself to think from the negative into the positive. And you have the power to do that too. You have the power to recognize those negative thoughts and retrain yourself to the way you want to think. Meditation is what's going to help you with that. Just simply observing and being aware of your thoughts. And then comes the discipline to actually change the thought from negative to positive. And let me just give you a really simple example of that. Let's say you're driving and for some reason you feel like you're at risk. Well, you could say, oh God, I hope you don't get in an accident. I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want to blah, 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 fill in the blank of the negative. Instead of saying, I don't want to get in an accident and get hurt and go to the hospital, change that thought. I'm driving. I sense risk. I'm going to make it home safely. Simple as that. I make it home safely while I'm driving right now. And even better, envision yourself arriving at your home safely. And then repeat that thought over and over again until it just sticks. So that's one little tool that I'm giving for you to change your mindset to be the best it can be. So we just talked about meditation and how that can support you. Now let's move into emotions.